So again, good afternoon and welcome
Good
to your
afternoon,
class.
ma'am.
So this is a tutorial class and I will just give you a brief orientation, and if we still have time, then we will start with the module 1 na lecture, but we have all the time in the world, so di lang tayo magdalisan. So for the course guide, I will introduce to you the requirements and the course outline. So these are the description. So if you are finished with research methods, naana kay research methods sa una?
Wala pa, ma'am.
Points. So so anyway,
So,
kasi mas maayo unta kung naana kay research methods sa una, pero kung wala man okay lang. And anyway, this is about writing, so your skills in writing and your creativity. Ito yung ating objectives here in relation to your course, which is agriculture. So ito yung mga course outcome which is expected from you. So, and also of course yung ating vision, mission, goals and attributes and core values, and I know you already know that. So ito yung course outline, which are distributed for 18 weeks, and most probably mga 3 to 4 months na siya. So I have here some links, for you to read or supplemental readings lang. And for the module 1, we're going to have define what is research paper and what are the types of research papers that we can publish. And for the module 2 it's about writing the research proposal na. So the format is the different formats and how to write it. And in module 3 we have conducting research. So you are not really, kasi sa research methods na subject, you are supposed to conduct the research, but in this subject, you don't have to conduct the research methods, but you have to know the protocol. So, susulat kayo ng sample na protocol in this instance. So, in Module 4, writing research reports, so you should be able to present the research result using tables, illustration, and also analyze statistics or interpret the statistical result. And on Module 5, publishing an article in an online journal using the IMRAD format, kasi that is what the research institution in RMC is using. So, and also some tips on how to write the final result. And lastly, presenting the result on module 6 through oral or poster. So the learning activities we're going to have is, since we only have limited time, so for the synchronous, so we're going to have 5 to 10 meetings or less, and the rest will be asynchronous. So you'll be left for all yung mga pinost ko lahat ng mga requirements. So these are divided as
nasa
ways.
kuan, ma'am.
Nasa
ano yan,
Classroom.
ma'am? Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
And ipapakita ko mamaya. So the quizzes is 20%, exercises 40%, and the exam, although meron tayong prelim, midterm, final, pero isang final exam lang kasi medyo mabigat ang requirement ninyo, which is really to publish an article in an online journal, charot, which is 40% of your grade. So hopefully ano nato na siya ma-materialize. So the house rules, so you just read it, the house rules. So and we will be flexible anyway. And so yun yung course outline natin, which are also here in the classwork. And in the stream view, makita mo ninyo dito ang lahat ng pinost ko sa classwork. So, kompletos recados na ito ng mga which are also subdivided into prelim, midterm, and final. So, ito yung mga quizzes. So, you have 3 exercises, only 3 exercises. The exercise 1 is to select a journal and be familiar with its aim, scope, etc. And for the exercise 2, which is, again, this is 40% of your grade, you're going to choose your topic and make a review paper, which is the one you are going to publish. So, malalaman natin yan what is a research paper and how to write it during our lecture. And for your exercise 3 is publishing itself in a journal publication. So, we will just select a journal, an online journal na 1 month na ma-publish na siya. Muhilakday ka.
Lisod kayo, ma'am. Murag. Sige lang, ma'am. Paningkamutan na ako, ma'am. Paningkamutan na ako lang, ma'am.
Dili, every time, diri sa ato ang exercise midterm, exercise 2. So, ang masulat ninyo na review paper is, ako pa na siyang i-check, of course, bago ninyo masubmit sa journal. But, during the process, daghan pa kayo na siya review. So, ako na lang motiwas ana if, but, kamo jud ang mo, ana ha mo, sa tawag ana mo upload sa online. So, kasi this is research paper kasi, so, na subject. So, hopefully, magamit ninyo ang inyong skills sa writing. Naman yun mo skills sa writing, of course. And unfortunately, English man natong gamiton. So, di man punta kabalo magsulat siguro Bisaya, no? Or Tagalog. Samot na ang mas lisod. And so, that's the last exercise, no, is to publish it online. And although meron itong publication fee, so don't worry because I will cater the publication fee. Kasi para lang yun sa...
Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome. Ayaw ka ng pasalamat. Kay bayad rin na ako. Anyway, naaday good the rest is ko si... Kailan ka, no? Si Sir J, si attorney.
Oo, ma'am. Kailan? Hi, sir! Sir, hi! Kailan na, ma'am? Kailan ko, ma'am, ka, sir? Hi, sir!
Hi, sir daw. Muna sige kong katawa. Sige mo ko siyang katawa. So, again, ang final exam ninyo, therefore, is the published review paper. No? Whether on the process pa siya, so if ma-absent mo nga na wala pa siya na publish talaga, pero nakasubmit na mo online, so that's still credited. So for the quizzes, nakapost na din yan and with the due date. So this is in relation to your topics every module. So for module 1, what is a research paper? And so pag-answer ninyo ani i-turn in lang ninyo. Or if dili mo kabalo, so pwede lang po ninyo picturean, isulat ninyo sa papel, i-type or isulat or i-type, then picturean, i-send sa chat or diri ninyo mismo i-attach sa inyohang Google Classroom.
Okay, ma'am.
So, kompleto na niya. As I have said, andito na lahat. You just click all the necessary na mga materials, no? PowerPoint presentation for module 1. So, medyo gamay lang man siya. No, so, before we proceed with our first topic, so every session natin will be just 45 minutes, no? And sometimes automatically, yung Zoom, pag naka-record siya, mag-end siya og 45 minutes to 1 hour. No? Depende sa yung number of person. So, if mag-end siya automatic, then if you still have some unresolved na mga concerns, then you can go back to the link or pwede ring sa chat na ta mag-istorya. So, do you have any question?
Wala, ma'am.
Regarding the requirements and the lessons? Gusto pa nimo dagdagon ang lessons and requirements?
Ayaw na, ma'am. Mintaw na nauwi ka, ma'am.
Joke ra gani. Tama na. So, shall we start with the introduction or later na lang? Inigna na si jury. Wait lang. Sa introduction, this is just 28 pages. So, are you still okay, Ra? Are you still okay for the discussion?
Okay ra, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay
so,
ra. Basin si Sir Jury, ma'am. Basin taon-taon mo apo ta i-chat lang nako turon basin mo atin to.
Sige.
Right.
So,
I-chat
anyway.
Nako,
So to start, the mutual introduction to research paper for agriculture. So research, the word research is actually from a French word. Searcher means to search, no? And the prefix re is to do it again. So it is defined, therefore, as an intensive search with the purpose of becoming certain. So it is a systematic investigation into reality to gain knowledge. So that's what research about. And the structure of a research paper actually have three main composition: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. But these are all the important parts. So you have the abstract, the introduction or the thesis statement, literature review or review of literature, methodology, results and discussion, conclusion, and of course you should have references and some important details in the appendices. So each of this will be discussed in the next module. So, and why do we have to do research? Ay ako biyae ko an. Eso man no? Sa itong pangalan?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Eso.
Eson, ma'am.
Eso.
Oh. Dili
So,
ta kabiyaan, ma'am, oy.
Why do we have to do research in your own opinion?
Para makabalo, ma'am, para mas mulalom ang kabalaan, ma'am. Para mag-research ta. Tama ba ko, ma'am?
Yes, of course. Kuya makatubag oy mura jud ka nang kuan na ba ni kapitan sa baryo.
Grabe ka, ma'am, oy.
So that's true, no? That we should, because most of our technologies are based on knowledge and based on scientific researches. So, and also according to National Science Foundation, scientific publication are actually our gauge our gauge in the development of a specific country. So kung dato ka, meaning daghan po kag publications, scientific publication. Unfortunately, since Philippines is a developing country, so dili kita dato, and the worst is that we only have less publications. So ang top one actually in terms of publication is China, followed by United States, India, Germany, Japan, UK, Russia, and Italy. So ito yung mga countries na medyo writer na sila, no, by genetic makeup. Unlike kita, originally, Filipinos have been slaves for how many years, no? And thanks God ngayon, hindi na. So we should be able to raise up our scientific publication. So that's why in your before ka makapasaan nga subject, charot ako am din yun. Bago ka makapasaan nga subject, so hopefully maka-contribute po ka, no? Maka-publish po ka og something. So karon pa lang daan magunahuna na ka og topic na you want, a topic which is also you are very interested with, and of course naapog ka experience if possible. So, effective communication is the essential part of the scientific endeavor. That's why, maski nag-research kag imuha dira, nga ikaw rin nakabalo, or imuha rang silingan na nakabalo, it's not a good,
Useless.
it's useless. Right? It's useless since it needs to be communicated, no? So, the avenues for communications of science are the following. So, pwede a research journal. That's why we focus on journal. Meron din tayong mga research reviews. So, you will know later examples of this. And short communication, parang ano lang siya, parang that is to inform. Parang lang siyang news. And then, conference papers and posters through thesis. Example pala, thesis, lahi na siya ha. So, naka-attend na conference before?
Wala, ma'am. Wala pa ako maka-attend, ma'am. Sa ma'am?
Kanang sa mga DA lang nga, ano?
Oo, ma'am. Naka-appeal ko ana,
Seminars.
ma'am. Sa Manay. Itong dati ko na ako sa Manay. Naka-appeal ko ana sa
So, those are
Mati.
example. And before po ka mag-graduate, kailangan ka mag-submit ng thesis, no? So, whether ano siya, OIP or research. And books and book chapters, no, kanang mga topics or lessons. Annual reports, sa mga annual reports, kanang pwede na sa mga company, no, sa ilahang, or sa DA, mo na gina pinaka-important, concrete example, kanang mga annual reports sa DA kung silang accomplishment. Working papers, like, kanang, kuan lang siya, usually sa mga research institute niya siya, or mga outputs nga output sa research. And then newsletter, of course, mga news. And project proposals and reports, like kung funded ka by the government or funded ba kay private company, so you need to make a proposal and then report. So sa mga website, like Google ka on anything na study, so naana siya sa na mga website na mag-offer sa imuha, like the Google, or like sa pagay ng uban na Explorer and so on. And then blogs and discussion groups. So if you are familiar with Quora or forum, na mga group na inana nga naay mata ng question, maski unsa may pangutan na ilang i-answer sa mga community sa internet. So what are research journals? So these are journals wherein you can publish your scientific paper, and it must be new and original, no? Kanang imuha siyang i-conduct and have never conducted before, or a confirmation siya of what was conducted before. So that's why it's an original research, which means that it's not also published before. Like, dili ka pwede mag-publish o kanang imuhang research nga gi-publish na nimo sa ubang journal. Kay isa ra jud ka dapat mag-publish ana. And it is also the common organ of communication among scientists, no? So monay life sa scientists, if you are a scientist, you should be able to publish it in the journal. So that's why they have the saying, publish or perish. A publication is their measure ng success. So kung wala, like if you consider yourself a scientist, ikaw makonsider ni mga scientist yung sarili, Eson?
Dili, ma'am. Dili jud, ma'am.
Manong dili man?
Kay murag wala man ko na-imbento, ma'am.
Or
na nakatabang ko sa kalibutan. Ana ba na, ma'am?
Sure jud ka kana demong anak. kana demong napaanakan de, ay sorry. Joke lang na ha. But in a simple way, we also have contributed. We are not just aware because we are not publishing them, no? So like, it's not only about conducting the scientific method, no? So sometimes kanang nakay gibuhat nga imuha siyang gipadali or nakay gi-improvise na like sa pagtanim, or are you a farmer or nakay garden something?
Ma'am, dati ma'am na ako sa Manay, nagatanom-tanom pud ko ginagmay ma'am namin may gamay nga nakabilin sa akong dad, papa, mo to
Mga pila pud ka hektarya?
tanom-tanoman na. Siguro mga duwa to, ma'am, mga duwa, ana lang.
Daw dako pod eh. So pwede na ka milyonaryo anak ko kon.
Tuloy ko lang, ma'am.
Di pa pod ko milyonaryo.
Ma'am, kung naibulawan natong yuta, ma'am, milyonaryo jud ko.
O pag ano na lang, i-google na lang sa pagmangita sa Bulawan, ha? Ngay
Dili na ko,
update
ma'am,
lang
maningkamot
ko.
na lang ko, ma'am. Maningkamot na lang ko ginahinay, ma'am.
So going back to our topic,
Yes, ma'am.
asa na gani ko? Like yung sinasabi ko kanina na i-improvise mo lang, like instead na mo gamit ka og kanang plastic, so pwede ka mo gamit og mga other materials like banana leaves, so pwede na, no, as a halimbawa sa mulching, if you are familiar with mulching. And usually sa inig mag ano ka sa journal, peer reviewed yun na siya, no? Meaning other scientists will review your paper. So there are in a standard journal there are 3 reviewers, no? And you're going to follow the process of editing again and again. And then it will eventually produce the information exchange, advanced knowledge, and open up new opportunities for research. Kasi pag nalaman nila nga, ay, dili da effective ang gamitan ang organic fertilizer, so they will not dwell on or doing it again, the same mistake. So they will again venture to another research title. For example. So, ito yung gagawin ninyo, yung research review. So, ano itong research review? So, these are the frontiers of science in the area covered. Like for you, Eson, anong masasabi mong topic na you are expert on or you are very interested on?
Ako, ma'am, ang interest, sa pagkakaroon, ma'am, interesado ako, ma'am, sa makabalo about sa farming, sa new technology sa farming, ma'am. Para sa kuha lang, ma'am, sa mga,
Okay.
para sa pagbuhat sa chocolate,
Mhm.
sa, ma'am, lang.
So, you can either choose like chocolate making or okay, na from market, cocoa from market to from market agad, from farm to table. So, pwedeng ganyan, no, ang topic mo, or pwede rin recent technologies in farming, no, in Philippine setting. So, mamili ka na kung anong gusto mo between the two. So, these are
Okay,
these will actually end up, these are actually arguments. So, you really have to read at least 10 publications in related to your topic. And until you can formulate a hypothesis na, these are the top 10 pada technologies in farming system based on the at least 10 to 20 nga mga readings na imuhang nabasa. And speculate how can be this tested. So this will also lead to new research, to test them and supported by facts. Although dili siya catalog of facts na unlike sa uban, so I'm going to give you a sample research review anyway. So I will show you in the marag na post na ako sa inyong requirements, no?
Okay, ma'am.
So it also interprets kasi it's not a catalog fact na according to Matoginas or according to Fernandez, dili lang siya inaana. You should interpret kung anong ilahang result of the research, no? Instead, research, like for example, you will say, research show that an organic fertilizer is better, no, than synthetic, no? Example lang na siya, but you have to prove that.
Yes, ma'am.
So, those are reviews. For short communications naman, preliminary lang siya of a research project. And usually, season 1 nga result, And later on, it will change, no? Yung result will change as time pass by or kung pag makuha na ang final result. And conference papers and posters. So, nakakita na ba kag mga poster, no? Nga research.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sa example, kaning ako ang mga bonggang picture. Charot.
Yes, ma'am. Kita na ko, ma'am.
Mula na, ay, conferences day, di ni poster. Conferences. So, example lang na siya. And usually, kung appeal ka conference international o national, nanay mga methodology, registration, and if you're going to present a poster, naapod na yung mga mechanics, no? And thesis, no? So you should be able, nakabasa na ka sa mga thesis dire sa mga na-graduate
Wala pa, ma'am.
na?
Wala pa po, jud, ma'am. Wala.
So usually nakabind na.
Mo na gusto po na, lagi gusto na ako mo tan-aw unta, ma'am.
Sorry na lang kay pandemic pa. So example kani siya, no? Ang title ani is Production and Management of Native Stingless Bees. So naana siya mga format nga, although this is an OIP, no, narrative report lang siya, di siya research, but it's still when you are going to bookbind or to have a written evidence of research or an experience which are done usually for a period of time, no? So mo nang ginatawag na thesis. So it is usually lengthy kaya naka-bookbind siya. And contains extensive review of literature and so on. So, for the books and chapter naman, this is, I have given this example, yung sinulat ni Sir JP and yours truly. And so these are actually a synthesis na of knowledge summary about a subject. So sometimes ng mga books or book chapters are yung anong lesson, like introduction to crop science, to animal science, and so on, sometimes like that. But in research could be also be fundamental hypothesis. So annual reports, yung usually kasi nga annual to 12-month period siya, and it describes activities, budget, and so on. And these are very useful, no, especially if it's funded by the government. Kasi it means na nainabuhat ang DA, no? So dili lang na sila in action, no? Like daghan ba pud gipanghatag na mga kayamanan ang DA, no? Mas ginagmay lang na siya distribution of ng seedlings and machineries, an example, but they have to publish it. They have to make a written record. So those are annual reports. So that's why this can be very long and detailed. So what are working papers, technical report, or preliminary report lang sa research? So this is also acceptable sa mga journals, no? Newsletters, of course, yung mga newspaper natin dito, like we also have magazines, no? Hopefully ang college nato na ay newsletter, pero that's still something to be materialized in the near future, hopefully. So kabalo man kaon sa news na ang atong mga inquirer na example.
Yes, ma'am.
Agriculture, kasi ito ka ng magazine din nga agriculture ba to? Dili, magazine jud. So those are newsletters. And also, kung halimbawa, if you're really dying hard to conduct a research of your own, there are a lot of mga funding agencies like the DA BAR, no? And the DOST and Picard and the World Bank and the European Union. So there are a lot to fund, and even si Bill Gates, no, naga-fund siya og mga research. So you can try them out and make a proposal. So there are also websites, so that's why, but you have to be kanang critical in what you actually have seen in websites kasi they may be kanang true or not, no? So you have to really validate what you have read or seen in the websites or in the internet. So there are also institutions na merong website, no? Like the ABAR, mayroon silang website ng DOST and their list of publication. And blogs and discussion groups, that even sa Facebook may mga blogs like regarding like farming techniques, organic farming, yung ganon. May mga blogs and discussion wherein you can see a lot of forum discussion, videos, and pictures. So the technical content of any publication is also crucial to the understanding of its audience. So hindi lahat ng ito are very effective sa lahat ng readers sa atin, no? For scientific community, so yun yung mga journal. Pero for farmers, di na sila kasabot sa, unless na lang ang farmer na to is educated also and also a farming scientist or farmers, scientista, something like that. Magsasakang scientista di ay. So there are here the types of research communication and their audience and technical content. So itong mga research paper are for the researchers, yung mga book and technical are for general, no? Students, academician, and so on. And short communication. So ang mga ano lang dito is like for the websites for general projects siya. And project proposals, of course, para sa mga funding agencies. And newsletter is para sa lahat, including the extensionists and farmers. Okay. So you should start your own publication now. So for example, no, ako pag i-Google Scholar, mayroon tayong, are you familiar with Google Scholar?
Di, ma'am. Wala, ma'am. Dili ko familiar sa...
Naana siya dari osa. Kani siya. Aray ko. Naana siya sa mga applications sa Google. And di ba na ay Google.
Okay, ma'am.
Google Map, Google Meet. So na po yung Google Scholar. And I just
Scholar.
Oo. So makita nimo ang mga researcher dira, no? So makabutang dira ang iyang citation, ang iyang index, no? So that's the example of Google Scholar. So now you have to choose as your exercise 1, you have to choose the journal. So ano yung scientific level ng journal, ano yung aims and scope, and hanggang how many times they publish. So usually pag quarterly or monthly, mas mabilis yun. And what are the types of article na pwede nating i-publish? Original research, meron din newsletter, review paper, and so on. And ano yung conditions, no? Usually, merong mga charge, magbabayad ka ng mahal, or kailangan open access ba siya, meaning lahat ng tao are makakabasa free, no? So that's why may bayad siya kasi parang you are paying for the person who's going to read your journal. And if sometimes it's free but it's not open access, especially yung mga large publishing companies natin like Taylor and Francis, we have also Elsevier. Have you heard of this publishing company?
Never, ma'am.
Well, at least karon. So na yung mga Elsevier.
Lagi, ma'am.
So they also classify reputable journals. So, but who are we to judge, no? Na what kind of who are reputable and who are not. So, like this Elsevier and Taylor and Francis, they are reputable publisher kasi they exist even for 50 years na, no? So, di man ka na pila ka tuig nang sila og dekada og pinablish. So that's why they are reputable. So another thing you are going to take note is the impact factor. So paano kunin yung impact factor? This is the measure of the frequency which an article has been cited. Kung na-cite naman imuhang like kanina no sa Google Scholar na. So I have here 16 citations, meaning 16 times ginamit yung iyong research output. So merong computation yan. The impact factor of a journal is based on or calculated in a 3-year period, and this is the average number of times published papers are cited up to 2 years. So if you're going to compute the number of citation over ilan ang publication. So yun yung paano mag ano ng impact factor. And citation analysis, very important kasi it means the usefulness of your publication. So if you have something to like personal, even kaya may review paper kasi you can also share something what you have learned through readings or through experience. So if you're going to publish that one, and that can be used through citation. So that's the essence of your knowledge. No? So from the very start, you should aim at getting the paper seen by the right audience. So saan mo ba gusto tumulong, no? So kung naman kay knowledge ng something gusto niyo i-share, so you can write it down and publish. So that's all for our session. Do you have any question?
No, ma'am.
So,
Salamat, ma'am.
Labaw na kang thank you. Sige, salamat po kayo sa pagpaminaw, no? And next...
Dagang ka, ma'am. Salamat.
So, I hope you understand the depth of this subject.
Research.
No? So, after this, if mahuman jud nato ang atong gina-aim, then therefore you can say that you have an output that you have not done before, no, or never in your dreams. Basta ako pag imingon kay kog action yun na siya. So kung naalang mo submit sa akong paper, then ato yun na siyang i-publish. Okay, so karon pa lang dahil pag huna-huna na. And
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
If dili man makaya, then we will just talk about it, no? Kasi
yes,
those are only parts of your grade, so you still have a lot of options.
Okay, ma'am.
So sure ka wala kay pangutana?
Sure, ma'am. Sure. Nakasabot man ko, ma'am. Kung wala